comfortable with the game plan that they've utilized this afternoon.
Liddell Betts lost the football.
There was no whistle, there was no indication he was down. So this is at least going to go to review.
Eagles ball.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by Philadelphia. 1st and 10. Philadelphia.
So Liddell Betts on his first carry today turns the ball over.
One of the things that Philadelphia hasn't been able to do, it looks as though he's down. Now, I don't know, I think his hand was down and kept himself up from going down.
Now remember, it was ruled a fumble on the field. So if the Redskins challenge,
challenging ruling the field,
which they have,
pushes down by contact.
there must be indisputable visual evidence that shows otherwise. It was ruled a fumble on the field.
Well, we just deciphered this a second ago. We finally got one. It looked like it was going to be too close to overturn, but I think we've got a good picture right there. Watch Liddell Betts' arm. See that left arm come through? The ball's not in it. When he put his hand down right there, he actually kept himself up.
The play, it is a fumble. The ball was coming out prior to the forearm being down. First down.
Exactly.
Philadelphia.
As you deciphered it, Darryl, the ball was out before Betts was down.
There's the big thing. They got charged their 3rd and final timeout by losing the challenge. They had a couple of issues with the clock earlier in the half. Washington has no timeouts now with 8:09 remaining.
So the Eagles take over. They trail by 2. Liddell Betts, who had a huge game, 171 yards against Philadelphia last season, fumbles on his first carry today.
You know, sometimes, Kenny, the ball just comes out. That was a good play by Quentin Michael. You can't fault Liddell Betts for trying to get some yards. He had it tucked away, squeezed tight, with just a good hit on the ball.
Michael forced the fumble. It was recovered by Joselio Hansen. So now Donovan McNabb, and the Eagles go back to work, and McNabb was hit. He lost the football to the Redskins have recovered.
We talked about it earlier. He's got to secure that ball. It was out. We talked about the Redskins going and attacking the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
He's got to get rid of it, Tony. And he's securing the ball. I mean, this is something that Donovan has done his whole career. I mean, going back to Syracuse, when he moves, that ball is in one hand and it is out. Securing it's one thing. Getting rid of it. Get rid of it. You know you're not going to be able to do anything right now. The play's breaking down. Oh, it's a huge one. He had a big one last week against Dallas right before the half that kind of changed the complexion of the game with an interception.
Andre Carter with the sack, Anthony Montgomery the recovery. So the Eagles on the next play, following the Betts fumble, give the ball right back to the Washington Redskins. Here's Portis. And Portis takes it inside the Eagles' 15-yard line.
They're running behind the right side now, too. I mean, you have to give credit to Jason Fabini and Todd Wade. Some guys moved up his starters with some injuries to the frontline guys. Their chemistry has really grown during their time together. Now there is no issues running to offense, the Washington offensive right side.
Randall L in motion, 2nd down and 1. Portis, 1st down and 1. Finally tackled at the Eagles' 8.
Portis just does a nice job of going and finding that hole. Moose, that was a small hole, but he got his shoulders in there. Goes and makes a beautiful play, gaining some yards on that one.
Mike Sellers is the injured Redskin on the field.
Here it is, he goes to his left. That hole opens and closes. You see him skip right there to get his hips through. It keeps driving. Donovan was not happy when he saw that little hole right there.
Well, I mean, it is so critical that Philadelphia's defense hold Washington to 3 points. They have been going up and down the field on this defense the entire second half. If they get 7, I don't think there's enough time left for Philadelphia to score twice. They have got to hold him to 3, Tony. What does Jim Johnson do? You know him. You played with him in Indianapolis.
You know what? I think he just goes. I would expect him to put some pressure on here, but then again, you know, when I thought he was going to bring pressure today, he didn't. You got to have confidence in them guys up front to get it. You know, they're going to go over. You got to find where Cooley's going to be, and you got to be ready for that timing pass that we saw earlier to McCardle.
I tell you, that's a pretty significant injury at this point of the game. If Mike Sellers has to be out for the remainder of this series, you know Joe Gibbs wants to pound this ball into the end zone. He doesn't want to have to throw it here. And with Mike Sellers on the side, that's a huge blow. He's one of their better blockers, whether he's on the line of scrimmage as a tight end or in the backfield as the fullback.
Yoder shifts into the backfield in place of Sellers. Thrash in motion. First and goal with Yoder leading the way. This is Portis. And Portis is tackled by Mike Patterson at the Eagles' 6-yard line. And now Sellers, after missing 1 play, checks back in, as does Lorenzo Alexander as an extra blocker.
Here comes the matching set from the other side.
We approach 6 minutes remaining. Redskins lead by 2. Second and goal from the Eagles' 6. The toss to Portis. Looks to cut it back inside and is tackled by Buntley at the 5-yard line. So Joe Gibbs and the Redskins now facing a 3rd and goal from the 5.
Well, I know that Joe Gibbs would like to be able to run this ball in for 6 points here on 3rd down, but he's got to know that Jason Campbell has played very, very well in the red zone as a quarterback throwing the ball. I know he's a young guy, but you look right there. He's got 115 rating, 6 TDs, no interceptions in the red zone. He has the guy who's got tremendous confidence in this situation if he feels like he wants to put it up.
On 3rd and goal, Campbell looking end zone. He throws shy of the end zone. Yoder fights his way to the goal line. There is a flag.
And he's down before he got in.
Yoder was stopped just shy of the goal line. Now there is a penalty marker back at the 5-yard line. Jason Campbell signaling first down.
Holding. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
We have to distance to the goal, so they'll be down at the 3-yard line with a first down. I still don't know how Todd Yoder didn't get in. It looked like he broke the plane. Look at him working. Whoa. He got fortunate.
You got to drag them big guys in there. Ramsey's holding on to his shoes.
He almost dropped that one, Tony. He almost put it on the ground.
Yeah, that almost came out.
We had about 4 Eagles hanging on to him.
They're going to go and challenge this corner, get these corners on this Eagles defense again.
3 tight ends. First and goal from the 2.5. Portis. And Portis is forced back.
That one was coming out.
That's exactly how this defense is designed. They want you to go when you're going on that corner route. Instead of stretching it, get upfield, make them cut back in there. Linebackers are right there to make a nice tackle on that play. See the cut back. Linebackers right there. Whoa, the ball almost came out again.
And the Eagles use a timeout. Stop the clock with 4:31 remaining.
Well, hopefully the Giants-Cowboy game after this one will be as good as this NFC East battle's been.
Cowboys 7-1, Giants 6-2. Giants have not won 7 straight games since 1990. And then, as you mentioned, Darryl, if the Giants win the game today and the Redskins hang on and win this one, it'll be a battle for first place next week between the Cowboys and the Redskins in Dallas.
The people in Dallas that are watching this game got to be sitting on the end of their seat wondering what's going on. These two teams look unbelievable.
Second and goal, Redskins. Portis.
Oh, good job on the backside.
Yeah, Darren Howard.
Watch J.R. Reed. I think it's J.R. Reed who comes from the backside. See if it's number 30 who loops it. No, you're right, Kenny. It's Darren Howard, number 90.
He gets penetration, slows him down right off the bat. He can't even dive or anything to try and get a little momentum to go into the goal.
Well, this will be the second time with a game hanging in the balance, and the Redskins first and goal inside the 5-yard line. It happened to them earlier this year against the Giants, and really was kind of the impetus to kick the Giants off on that 6-game win streak. I mean, the Giants are sitting at 0-3. They're able to make a goal line stand against the Redskins, win that game, and then go on a roll.
Darryl, the Eagles use their second timeout. 4:27 remaining. Again, it is third and goal. Redskins were in this situation moments ago.
Redskins just ran in a couple wide receivers, so we have a chance of seeing a pass here, guys.
Philadelphia's trying to match. They didn't get their guys out.
Yep, they didn't change personnel at all.
Thrash split to the left, Randall out to the right. Thrash in motion. Campbell out of the shotgun. Penalty markers prior to the snap.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 47 offense, 5-yard penalty, third down.
I cannot tell you how huge that penalty is on Chris Cooley to kill this play. Jim Johnson is scrambling on the sideline right now to try and get his big guys who are in there against the run to adjust. They didn't match personnel on that last snap. By that penalty, the clock stops. He's got his guys back out on the field this time, but you saw James Thrash come wide open in the flat.
It also forces the Redskins back to the 7-yard line. Randall in motion, third and goal. Campbell hands it off to Portis, and he is tackled by Chiquillo Spikes. So the Eagles defense holds the Redskins on third down, and now the Eagles use their final timeout.
What a job by that Eagle defense. That is what, Tony, play 6? Play 6 they've stopped them down here with the penalty?
They've done a great job of just going and making a wall there in the middle. Running right into linebackers, doing a nice job. Defensive line going and hold up that offensive line. I mean, last week against the Jets, we saw this offensive line just totally dominate the defensive line, but not this Philadelphia Eagles defensive line.
You get your wide receivers in, you try and slip Clinton Portis up inside. Joselio Hansen closes from the outside, forces him back in. 7 plays inside the 5-yard line, all to Clinton Portis, except the one pass to Todd Yoder.
The biggest advantage they have, Moose, and you pointed out, was when they had the mismatch of personnel. Cooley jumped off sides. That play was huge.
So now a 21-yard field goal attempt from the right hash, Sean Sweezum. And Sweezum's kick is good, extending the Redskins' lead to 5 points. And now the Eagles need a touchdown. Just over 4 minutes left to play. Redskins over the Eagles, 25-20. We welcome those of you who have joined us. Green Bay Packers have beaten the Minnesota Vikings 34-0. So the Packers now 8-1. Vikings drop to 3-6. 4:15 remaining, fourth quarter. As Sweezum kicks off, both teams are out of timeouts. J.R. Reed on the return for the Eagles. And Reed takes it out to the 35-yard line. Pearson Prelo made the tackle on special teams.
It's been a crazy second half. L.J. Smith gets a touchdown. We've had both teams going for two-point conversions. It's kind of got the score out of whack a little bit. Reggie Brown with a fantastic catch. Got the Philadelphia Eagles back in. Then we had back-to-back fumbles. Looked as though Philadelphia was going to take control. Donovan puts it on the ground on the next play. And then a huge goal line stand by the Philadelphia Eagle defense. 7 plays because of a penalty inside the 5. They hold the Redskins to a field goal.
And here's Brian Westbrook on first down, gaining just 2. Randall Godfrey made the tackle. Westbrook 114 yards, scored the game's first touchdown. James Thrash filling in for the injured Santana Moss has 2 Redskin touchdowns. And Clinton Portis with his second consecutive 100-yard game. Both quarterbacks, Donovan McNabb and Jason Campbell, have thrown 3 touchdown passes for Campbell. It is a new career high. Second down and 8, penalty marker, free play for the Eagles as McNabb's pass is caught by Hank Baskett. Baskett out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
Illegal substitution, 12 men. Defense, 5-yard penalty, 3 plays, second down.
Well, that's been another big part of this game. The Washington Redskins, just critical penalties in important parts of this game. They allowed the Philadelphia offense to score on their opening drive because of a 3rd down penalty.
You got 12 guys on the field. I mean, you can see them right there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
And that's a great defensive scheme right there if you can get it done.
Unfortunately for the Redskins, they got caught. McNabb off his back foot, gets rid of it to Westbrook, into Redskins territory. Brian Westbrook inside the 20, the 10, cuts to his right, touchdown Eagles. 58 yards, and the Eagles take a 1-point lead.
We talked about you have to tackle in the open field, and that's something that we didn't see on that particular play.
Well, the other thing is the patience. You know, you got to stay patient the way that Washington has played Philadelphia. And the screenplay is a great element in maintaining your patience, and it is executed flawlessly. Donovan McNabb, a fantastic job of inviting the rush and buying some time. A good flick to Brian Westbrook, and then just some great open field running with his wide receivers working hard down the field.
And now the Eagles will go for 2. We have had only 3 extra points kicked in this game. Redskins missed an extra point. Both teams have gone for 2. Neither successful. Here's McNabb on the 2-point conversion attempt. It is broken up in the end zone by LaRon Landry. So with 3:16 remaining, the Eagles' lead is 1.
Well, here's what we got. On this screen right here, it's set up. When you're a defensive lineman, let's hold it right there. Okay, and you get this free. Roll it right, Brad, roll it. All of a sudden, the offensive line, stop, freeze it right there. When you get that clean, you never see that in the NFL. 4 guys coming clean. Right now, these defensive linemen need to trace and run back here. This is where you need to get as a defensive lineman. That's where he's going to make the cutback, and that's where you should be. You see them, but they're not just there fast enough.
Watch Sean Andrews, number 73, on the peel back to Rocky McIntosh. And then Brian Westbrook right here at the end. Guys working downfield. That's what takes the big play. You've got to have your guys working down the field. I think it was Hank Baskett, 84, working all the way down to the end zone. But Sean Andrews, that little peel back block, taking off the pursuit from inside out, got the play started.
You got to give a little shout out. Brian Westbrook, I mean, what an unbelievable job he did on this cutback and the vision that he has downfield.
Sean Andrews there. John Runyon, number 69, is going to come into your screen right here.
Man. That's a big man, John Runyon, when he throws blocks, boy.
And Tony, a big man who has barely been able to sit down for the last month.
Yeah, he broke his tailbone coming out of a hot tub or cold tub in the training room. And, had a hard time sleeping. We met with him yesterday, and just when we talked to the team, and he has that broken tailbone. He couldn't sit down in meetings, and he has a tough time sleeping. He says he only sleeps 20 minutes a day, in 20-minute intervals. So, a big man like that needs a lot of sleep.
James Thrash, who has had a great afternoon, is the injured Redskin.
A couple of touchdowns, but we've seen him out there on a bunch of special teams units also, doing everything he can to help the Redskins.
We welcome those of you who have just joined us. Terrific game here in our nation's capital on Veterans Day. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. The Eagles have taken a 1-point lead on the Redskins. Washington 5-3, Philadelphia 3-5. First of two big battles in the NFC East today on Fox. Redskins led by 9 early in this fourth quarter, 22-13, but the Eagles have fought their way back. Neither team with a timeout remaining. James Thrash, the injured Redskin, as we check in Los Angeles with Kurt Menefee. Kurt?
Well, Kenny, in the NFC South, Falcons and Panthers all tied at 13. Falcons trying to get in field goal position. Who needs sticking field goal position? L.T. Crumpler takes it 30 yards for the score, and the Falcons have the lead 20-13 with 20 seconds remaining in that one. Back to Kenny, Moose, and Goose.
All right, thanks, Kurt. James Thrash helped off. You see his numbers. The first 2 touchdown receptions by a Redskins wide receiver this season. Also made a big tackle on special teams.
That doesn't look good. You keep your fingers crossed. You hope that's not a season-ending injury. And not just what he's done from a production standpoint and the numbers today, but you talk about somebody and the intangibles that they bring to a team. What he has done today, just the way he approaches everything, he's somebody that this team cannot afford to lose in their locker room.
Brandon Lloyd out, replacing Thrash on first down. The screen to Portis, but the Eagles read it perfectly. As Thrash.
Both of these offensive coordinators have a lot of respect. You don't run screen and draw plays on bad defenses. You run them on good ones to try and slow them down.
Saw Thrash tended to on the sidelines. Campbell on 2nd and 13. And Keenan McCardell was bobbling the football and then stepped out of bounds.
The officials are having a lot of help here from this Eagles sideline. I mean, it looked like the whole side of the field was juggling the ball. They were saying, no, he's juggling. Take a look at this. You see the ball come in, he juggles it. Now watch the whole sideline. Watch them all. All right, guys, go.
And the Redskins cannot challenge because they are out of timeouts. Campbell on 3rd and 13, incomplete. He was looking for Randall Omar Gaither on the coverage.
So that's the thing in this situation. It's 4 downs. You just told us, Kenny, they have no timeouts. I mean, they got to go for it here. Interesting play call, knowing it's 2-down territory.
So the Redskins facing a 4th and 13. Cowboys and Giants coming up next on Fox. Redskins have to get to the 35 for a first down. Campbell under pressure. He's hit. Ball pops loose. It's recovered by the Eagles.
What a change of events in the last 4 minutes of this game. Washington has absolutely dominated the second half, gone up and down the field at will. Somehow Philadelphia's defense is able to make a goal line stand. Their offense hits a big play to Brian Westbrook on the screen. And then with everything hanging there, they need a field goal to win it. Again, the Philadelphia defense rises up and forces them out in 4 downs.
Mike Patterson with the sack on 4th down. And you have to think back, Darryl, to the key play in this game. Andy Reid, who has been under a lot of scrutiny this season, going for it on 4th and inches from his own 39-yard line.
Well, I credit both of the coaches today. Andy Reid for being able to hold his group together after getting roughed up by the Cowboys last week.
Westbrook, Darryl, walks it in, his 3rd touchdown today.
Joe Gibbs, understanding that in today's game, the approach he had last week against the Jets wasn't going to be sufficient. They opened up their offense today. They played very, very well in the second half. But Donovan McNabb made a statement earlier this week. It was kind of echoing what Andy Reid had said. It's time for our guys to step up and just start making plays. You know, yeah, we're 3-5. We've had some tough times, but somebody's got to step up and make some plays. Today he had Reggie Brown make a great catch for a touchdown, and then Brian Westbrook going 58 yards on that screen pass to give them a lead late in the 4th quarter.
Now, because the Eagles scored so quickly, Redskins will get the ball back. It is still a one-possession game at 33-25.
Well, that would just play right into the way this game has been all day.
Third touchdown of the game for Westbrook.
Nice job of that offensive line, just making a gaping hole.
Well, you know, Tony, I think it's a little bit of that, you know, Green Bay-Denver Super Bowl thing. You let them go in and score to get as much time as you can, because you got to go down and get a touchdown and get a 2-point conversion.
Philadelphia Eagles with 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns, 4 touchdowns in the second half. They lead the Redskins now 33-25, but the Redskins will get the ball back, trailing by 8. How important is this game? Cowboys and Giants coming up next. A Redskins win, and they would go to 6-3. An Eagles win, and they would go to 4-5 with a game against the Miami Dolphins coming up next week. Coming up next on Fox, it's the Cowboys and the Giants. From the Meadowlands, there's James Thrash, who was injured moments ago.
Yeah, it continues not to look like a very good situation for James Thrash.
Thrash did a remarkable job filling in for Santana Moss, who was inactive today, out with a sore heel. Redskins with no timeouts will get the ball back as Akers kicks it off. Cartwright from the 8. And Cartwright is tackled just shy of the 30-yard line by Hakeem Jordan.
Well, he's done it twice this year already. He's led them to overtime victories. For a young quarterback, he's got a lot of poise. He's been in situations. He's had success in high school, had an undefeated season while he was at Auburn. He's shown so far in his young NFL career that he can take his team down the field and win a game late. See if he can pull it off against the division rival Eagles. Get this tied up.
3 wide receivers. Redskins without Thrash. Brandon Lloyd on the field. Pass is dropped by Portis. 2nd and 10 upcoming. Jason Campbell with a career-high 3 touchdown passes today. 2 to James Thrash. The other to Keenan McCardell. But the Eagles have come back with 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And they lead by 8. Campbell on 2nd and 10. With time, he throws, and the catch is made by McCardell at the 45-yard line as we hit the 2-minute warning. Keenan McCardell picks up a Redskin first down. Redskins need to march 55 more yards and then attempt a 2-point conversion here in the 4th quarter. Since the McCardell touchdown, the Eagles have outscored the Redskins 20-3. Bad snap. And Campbell falls on it. Clock continues to run, and the Redskins lose it down.
Yeah, the big thing is, you point out, Ken, they still have no timeouts. The guys down the field. Here comes Cooley. Here comes Brandon Lloyd. Got to get back. Casey Raubach snapped it. I don't know what the signal is, but Jason Campbell didn't give it.
Now Campbell on 3rd down and 15. And now the Redskins again facing a 4th down.
Tony, isn't it amazing to have seen an offense this entire half just go up and down the field at will, and then with the game in the balance, now 2 consecutive series, exactly right.
Unbelievable.
They can't protect, they can't execute.
Breakdowns. They're beating themselves, really. You know, on that easy block right there, just go and hold the guy up for another second. All he needed was a half a second.
A shot,
wasn't like he was holding the ball.
A shotgun snap. You can't do a silent count shotgun snap.
They beat themselves today.
On the last play, Jaquay Thomas got a piece of Jason Campbell's arm. Redskins have to get to the Eagles' 45 to stay alive. Campbell firing downfield for Brandon Lloyd. It's broken up by Dawkins. The Eagles will take over on downs with 1:22 remaining.
That's a great picture right there. After the week that Donovan McNabb and Andy Reid have been through, everybody on the outside trying to poke holes in what they've done. Calling for Kevin Cobb, a change in the quarterback. Andy Reid stood by his guns. Too much history between those two guys. Donovan McNabb, too much a part of this organization. Another critical mistake today, but his defense bailed him out big time.
20 fourth-quarter points. Eagles had scored only 30 in the 4th all season, and they will now run out the clock. Great job by our entire crew today. Our producer, Pete Macheska. Our director, Michael Frank, who celebrated his birthday yesterday. Associate directors, Fran Morrison and Judy Wong. Our broadcast associate, Chirag Devascar. Technical producer, Dan Rotante. Technical director, Chris Castro. David Corris crunching the numbers for us, along with Ben Bowman, Matt Banovic, and Rick Camps. Pre-game show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. The associate director, Stephanie Medina. The senior vice president of production is Jack Simmons. The senior producer of Fox Sports is Bill Brown. And the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. The Eagles will raise their record to 4-5. They will host the Miami Dolphins next Sunday. The Redskins will drop to 5-4, and they will head to Dallas.
Well, you just saw those pictures from the Eagles sideline to the Redskins sideline, and not really the joy of winning a game and the just that sick feeling of losing a game, but Philadelphia knows all too well that they stole one today, and the Redskins, on the flip side of that, know they gave one away.
So the Eagles come from behind. They trailed by 9 in the 4th quarter, and they defeat the Redskins 33-25. For Darryl Johnston and Tony Saragusa, this is Kenny Albert saying so long. Eagles over the Redskins by 8. Coming up after these messages, the second game of our Fox NFL doubleheader.